the elephant in the room here I'm going to start is that in the latest video he did was the keyword clickbait. Yeah, so it's a famous word in YouTube, and kind of like a lot of people said, YouTube's definition of clickbait really is that when the title and the thumbnail does not represent of what you're talking about on the video. So if I talk about, say, the Sega Genesis Mini, and the title said, let's go with a brand new car, the Tesla 2023, and then the thumbnail is Amaranth in a two-piece bikini. I got that from Review Tech USA, but you get the idea what I'm trying to say there. That's sort of the general idea, like straight out, like what does Amaranth have to do with Tesla car? What to do with the Sega Genesis Mini when I'm talking about it? Nothing. But because you want people to kind of lure you in so you can watch your lame video again. But that's what the YouTube definition of what the clickbait is. So the question really is, a lot of people think, oh, is Zach SwitchForce videos, his thumbnail and his title are clickbait? Believe it or not, in my personal opinion, it's not so much that it's clickbait. It's what you call it, clickbaity. A lot of people kind of talk about that. I got to give credit to some other Nintendo YouTubers, Nintendo Prime. I saw some of his video about SwitchForce. He has no problem with him. I think they knew each other, but to some extent, he kind of criticized the guy also, being objective. So no hate there. They have no animosity from what I understand. But he kind of explained, like I agree, clickbaity. What it is that you're purposely doing your thumbnail and your title, and you're not putting in keywords for your video. But to some extent, you are still within the subject. So he kind of explained about a brand new Nintendo Direct coming on June. Yeah, he failed to mention about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's clickbaity. The key word there that he should have put in was Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Just say a new Nintendo Direct featuring Xenoblade Chronicles 3, and then have a picture of the main character Noah on the thumbnail. Then at least you're being more transparent. The problem is, a lot of people have said, and I kind of agree with this one, is that his clickbaity is that he's purposely leaving certain key elements on his thumbnail and in his title. But at the same time, still, he is within the subject of the video. The only reason for me it doesn't really affect about his clickbaity is I'm in tune to the situation. That's why when I saw that video, a brand new Nintendo Direct's coming, yeah, I knew he's going to talk about Xenoblade Chronicles 3. But what if it's someone who's not in tune to Nintendo, he heard about a Nintendo Direct, but they don't know the situation? That's the thing. And it's not so much that, I click on the video, cool. They kind of feel like, wow, man, are you trying to lure me in rather than make me interested in your video? That's the problem. Because the clickbaity thing part is that it's not so much that you're trying to make them interested to your video. It's more of, hey, you're trying to lure them into your video, trying to trick them. I'm sorry. Like, that's what I feel like it every time I see some of his videos, his thumbnail and his title. It's like, hey, little boys and girls, come here. You got this, I got this something cool, interesting. Are you interested with my thumbnail and my title there? Like, come here, little children. Something like that. I know, kind of sound weird, but it's sort of, that's what it is. Clickbait, to some extent, no. Clickbaity, yes. He's purposely missing keywords and elements to lure you in rather than, I'm interested. I want to hear Zach's opinion about the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Nintendo Direct. That's the problem there. So that's one. So another one for me personally, like I said, because of his loyalist sort of to Nintendo, is the way he talks about Nintendo. It's like, again, nothing personal to SwitchForce, but it's like you're kind of saying to some extent, I know it's your opinion, but you got to sometimes think objectively that Nintendo is superior than anyone else. Yes, they sold more. There's more Nintendo Switch than PS5 and Series X. I don't know about PS4, but again, to some extent, some of the games are not even going to be on the PS4 or Xbox One. So I kind of get that there. So, but like the way you talk is like Nintendo superior. An example I can think of is the way how you kind of, I know, again, to some extent, you're probably trying to do an entertainment reason. Again, nothing wrong with that. Trying to entertain your viewers is something about YouTube. That's what it is. But like, oh my gosh, I can't believe Exit or Marvelous decided to port No More Heroes 3 on the PS5 and Series XS, even so it's more powerful and more option. Oh, I don't like that because people should only buy it on the Switch. Again, that's what I kind of feel there. Another one is your video about how third-party games are not parodied or they don't support Nintendo Switch. With the thumbnail said, no Nintendo. Again, kind of doesn't make sense, but whatever. That's your video. That's your YouTube channel. You can do whatever you want. Just be mindfulness, just saying there. And you're complaining about how some of the third-party games are not on the Switch. Again, understandable, and that, again, it goes back in, to some extent, Nintendo Prime kind of did this. Like, sales are better than power. That might be true. That might be true because money talks. But to some extent, is that some of this company maybe, I don't know, trying to think outside the box, maybe they're thinking the reason why some of them don't put it on the Switch is just because the Switch sold a lot, does it mean every Switch owner buys third-party game on the Switch? You tell me. I can tell you for me personally, I have a Switch. I bought a Switch OLED. Guess what I play on it? Mostly exclusive games and first-party games. Kind of like what Adam Sessler said on Revision 3 at a time in 2012 about the Wii U. One thing that really, really kind of get me, and it's facts even right now in 2022. Yeah, it's shit, but it's true. And that is, the reason you get a Nintendo console is to play those Nintendo games. Yes, I'm sorry, facts. That as of right now, don't be surprised if there's some people there who play their Switch and they only play Nintendo game. Yeah, they might have third-party games. Yeah, sometimes they do sell. This Gaia 5 kind of showed. But apparently with this Gaia 6, well, that was a different story there. Again. But to some extent, you kind of see it there. Like, and a lot of them, they complain like sales are better than the power. So they kind of push the narrative. And that's also another thing. It's the fear of narrative control there. That's also the problem. Because what if people say, yeah, I buy my Switch and I only play Nintendo games. What if a lot of people keep saying that narrative? It happened with the Wii U. What happened? Third party said, yeah, we hear you that people only play Wii U to play Nintendo games, to a point that even Iwata admitted that was happening. They were trying to change it, but right now, again, I'll talk about the Switch Pro. They're falling behind. They were good in 2017, and now some of these games are not going to be on the Switch, or they're going to be delayed. It feel like, once again, it's Wii U 2.0 because they had something good. Now they're falling behind. Granted, the pandemic, again. So that's another the problem with SwitchForce to some extent. Nothing wrong with it, but like I said, be mindfulness. Think outside the box of why some of these people kind of counter-argument about your Switch. And in that video also, and if you also notice when he said that, when people buy Nintendo consoles just to play Nintendo game, he kind of said it was false. Well, unfortunately, it's sort of still there, but yes, it has been proven that there are third-party games that sells there. The Switch effect, it is true. Sakuna, Rise, and Ruin sold better there. And like I said, this Gaia 5, and there's some other games too, but the point is that even so that's true, is everyone buying Switch to play third-party games? The portability, maybe. People are willing to double tip. I do it too. So and you can tell that there was a point that he was grinding his teeth there because there was some sort of like irritation that the stigmata of Nintendo console so you can play Nintendo games. Because like I said, that was a fear of narrative control. It happened with the Wii U. They don't want that. So you kind of see there, again, that's the loyalist part there. So that's one of the other problem is that to some extent SwitchForce, it's great that you love Nintendo. That's awesome. I do love Nintendo. But to some extent, try to be more open about What's the negative, and why is it that there's some problem there? Again, the power is not there. Why is it that some games are cloud version? Yeah, maybe to cut costs, but some of them, they probably just don't want to put the time and resource on a console that's not even part to the power of the PS5 and Series XS. And again, if you go back again, a lot of people start saying this, sales are better than power. I don't know. Okay, you know what I'm going to do? Take out the engine of my car, and then I'm going to find a horse, wrap it around my car, and there you go. So kind of like think about that analogy. I know it's weird, but that's what it is. I mean, to some extent, a lot of these developers probably, maybe they just like the more power. It's easier for them, and they have their vision. And maybe they can do their vision with more power. Can they do it with a Switch? Again. And the problem with a lot of this, and I know some Nintendo fans, and like I said, besides SwitchForce, Nintendo Prime also kind of did this. I saw the video about his EA said, we feel like the Nintendo Switch is always getting the bad end of the stick. It is what it is. I'm sorry, but that's the facts right now. Right now, it does need power, push come to shove, and they said this about it. So that's one of the problem with SwitchForce there to some extent. It's not wrong, it's not bad, but that's why some people to some extent are kind of like getting rubbed the wrong way because of that. So, I mean, he said he is going to try to change, he's going to improve himself again. Do what you got to do, just saying there. And I was going to probably suggest also take a break, but he kind of already did that. So, again, and in the case with the Nintendo Direct, yeah, you can tell that that's also another one problem about Nintendo Direct. That's when I kind of talk about the video. The way he talks about Nintendo Direct, it's like, again, somebody who's obsessed with candies. Like I said, you can tell when it was a partner showcase, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe the spawn of 2020 is back, the partner showcase. I'm sorry, what's wrong with it? Even in 2020, I'm sorry. Again, I'm confused. What's wrong with it? I saw games. I saw a game that I'm interested. Again, I'm so confused. I'm going to say this again. I thought Nintendo fans, Switch fans, want first-party game and third-party games. So, Partner Showcase kind of show they have third-party games, but you don't like it. I'm so confused. Is it about the games or it's just a presentation? Fear of change? Again, I don't know. And then, of course, the infamous, and I talked about it before, the Nintendo Live when he said, would you mind a Nintendo Direct being retired? And again, I'm going to say, in the case with SwitchForce, he's just doing it for entertainment reason. That's my opinion about it. Like I said, if he does it for real, he's being serious about it. I don't know why, really, like, trying to be funny and not, I don't know, like offensive, really. I mean, again, if you're doing it just to exaggerate for entertainment reason, understandable. But if you're serious about that, again, dude, there's more important things in life than your Nintendo Direct. I'm sorry. Again, no hate. But again, a lot of these people kind of like rub the wrong way when you talk like that. I mean, entertainment, comedy, fine. At least kind of be transparent about that. But again, I'm using logic. That's why I'm like, okay, maybe just being entertained. Again, who knows? I don't know. Whatever. And I'm going to stop here. Stay tuned for that.